to work. Most Saturdays, I'm right here on MSNBC, hopefully getting your weekend off to a newsy start. I'm joined now from Bakersfield, California, by an old friend, Kevin McCarthy, who is the majority leader of the House of Representatives and likely the next Speaker of the House when the GOP retains its majority, as I hope, after the fall elections and the retirement of his good friend, Speaker Paul Ryan. Welcome back, Mr. Majority Leader. Good to have you.
Well, thank you so much for having me back on your show, you.
Let's begin, if we can, Kevin McCarthy, with a story that was in your Twitter feed on Thursday from Vice.com. In California, Google has decided that the search term California GOP brings up Nazi ideology. What's your reaction to this?
Well, this was disgusting. So if anybody went and searched it through Google, which is the biggest search engine, 90% of everything on the internet that search goes through Google. The ideology didn't say the party of Lincoln or the party of Reagan. It said our ideology was Nazism. They said they pulled that from Wikipedia. The tough part is I was talked about this beforehand, and I looked at Wikipedia, and it didn't say Nazism on there. So this is a real concern that the bias has to stop, because if you just went a couple days before to Instagram and you searched Donald Trump Jr., it gave you a warning that this site could be harmful and could actually cause death. So that was a real concern of what's going on. And then what happened in Amazon, kicking out the Alliance for Freedom, that you couldn't give the charity money through there anymore, even though these people defend religious freedom before the Supreme Court. In that Amazon Smile, those customers can't pick that charity anymore to give money to.
The Alliance Defending Freedom, old friends of mine. I've often spoken at their groups, and you're right. They've been kicked off Amazon Smile. That's wrong. So, Leader McCarthy, we've talked about this before on this show. What do you do about this? Rather than, I think you've said that this has got to be a source of alarm. There's got to be accountability. Okay, if you're the Speaker of the House, what will you do about it?
I think individuals need to come in. There needs to be transparencies, because we have to have a clear understanding. We have a First Amendment and others. People are controlling, if they're controlling the feed of what people are seeing, that is fundamentally wrong. And we have found, having Facebook come before Congress, that there is a problem there, that the users, are they truly knowing what's happening with their information and others? I think this is an area that Congress needs to look at throughout.
Now, are hearings enough? Because obviously you did have Mr. Zuckerberg come in, but in Europe, the European Union is going much further into intrusive regulation. We've talked about new agencies before. I don't want to see the antitrust division do this, but do you actually support some kind of regulatory scheme for Silicon Valley and big tech?
Before I take a next action, I want to make sure I have all the information. The one thing I know is this bias has got to stop. If this continues along the way, that's why I want to see more transparency. Let's get all the facts, and let's put a clear aim of the direction that we think is right for the American public.